Oh yeah!
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I uploaded, probably I think since February, but a lot has happened since then. I've been working on my garage. It's finally complete, but I'm super excited to show you guys. But before I show you it, let me update you guys a little bit on what's been happening. So the Excursion's still sitting here. I've gotten all the parts to start working on it. We are going to start doing the oil pan first, because as you can see, let me get it better. The ground's wet because it's been raining, but it's covered in oil everywhere. It's oil, transmission fluid, probably a bunch of other stuff, but we're going to start with the oil pan gasket because it's leaking like a sieve. Next, gotta be quick, it's raining here, but I did put a teaser for a car that was put away in February. It's here. I'll show you it now. This is my 2011 BMW M3. So it has that famous S65 V8 in it. Take a look at the front. I'll do a full breakdown on this car once the weather gets a little nicer. But yes, it is an M3. Show you the back a little bit. Car's pretty much stock, but it did come with some Dynan catback exhaust, which is pretty cool. And guess I'll show you guys the garage. Turn on the light here. This looks a lot different than it did before. Remember, the floors are all messed up. The ceiling was all red. The walls weren't even one color. But since then, I've ripped out everything. Everything you see was ripped out. I rebuilt this whole wall, redid the ceiling, added new LED lights. I have a bench that I made as well. Can't forget the mini fridge, you know, filled with water, obviously. Portuguese flag, gotta represent. And the floor is actually textured. It's like this epoxy resin, so it actually protects the floor a little of like oil spills or antifreeze, anything that while I'm working in here, it's obviously going to get on the floor, so it'll be easier to clean. This is in this corner we got all my parts that I haven't, you know, just been sitting here. Oh, you can't see those. Those are a secret. Over here just has an organizer, all the stuff I need. But that's it, really. It's nothing too crazy, but you know, to me it's a big difference having a TV here, just watching, you know, some Japan vids, drift in. It's a vibe, and I love it. I can finally have my garage close on its own with a touch of a button. It's the coolest thing ever. Coolest thing ever. But that's what it looks like with the garage closed. Add some more lights. If you guys are any ASAP Rocky fans, you know what that is. But yeah, that's about it. And since it's really pouring out and really shitty, to be honest, I'm gonna start doing some work inside, which is gonna be these bad boys. So these are fresh out the powder coat. These are the brakes for the Genesis. They were red with white Brembos, but I did go to a local powder coat place, and you know, took a while to get them back, but it was definitely worth it. It was a great job. Today we're gonna hopefully assemble all of these. I'm gonna show you how to, you know, put all the O-rings in, because when these get sent out of powder coat, everything has to be disassembled, because you know they sandblast it, and then you know they have to add a powder coat and then a clear coat. So they remove all the pistons, all the screws, everything has to be disassembled. But you gotta buy all new equipment because this stuff gets really destroyed. I have a bag of the old stuff to show you. This stuff gets really like deteriorated over time. Doesn't last. Try to rip it, but it didn't rip. Whatever. Ugh. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. I'm going to set up the camera and kind of explain what I'm doing while I'm doing it. You want to get like a little cup or top of like a spray can, anything that you can have just a little bit of liquid. I'm using a cutout, just a cut solo cup with some synthetic .4 Valvoline brake fluid. It can be anything, whatever you prefer. I know everybody likes their own special brake fluid, but it's .4 is what my car recommends. So you want to have a little bit of brake fluid just in a cup, because you're going to be like dumping O-rings in, putting some O-rings in there to get them lubed up before you put them in the caliper. And also you're also going to put them around the pistons before you slot them in there. So first thing, I'm going to start with the smaller one. The caliper holes. One's bigger than another. So it'll be like a set. It'll be a set. So you'll have a smaller one and a bigger one. And this is how they're going to be facing in there. So yeah, don't put them in backwards. But I'm going to start by getting these all cleaned up. And also making sure that inside of here on both sides there's no debris just from sandblasting, painting. There might be some debris around this ridge right here, which is where the O-ring is supposed to seat to. So you want to just make sure everything is cleared. Do that now. Alright, so start by opening your O-ring replacement bags. So what I like to do is just organize them how they're supposed to be going. So these two are 32 mil. So this is the 32 mil, and this is 28 mil. So once you have your O-rings set up, see over there. Yeah, right over there. It's like right here. Yeah. Okay. Now once you have it set up, you want to start by taking the smaller O-ring, so the 28 mil black O-ring, and it's going to seat. Oh, this is going to be really difficult to see, but inside of the hole, that you're going to feel a little ridge. That's where this is going to slide into. It might not look like it's going to fit in there, but it will. What you want to do first is just put it in a cup of brake fluid. Just dab it off, wipe it with you. Why you need gloves, this stuff is going to get everywhere. Once you get it coated with some brake fluid, you want to take the caliper, slide it in there. It's going to be hard, but you just gotta, it's basically you gotta do it off feeling. Just take some working at it. Take your time. Sure it's seated in there properly. It's currently flipped. You might want to get a tool to get in there to work with this thing, because there you go. Alright, so I'm going to get the camera on here, show you what that looks like. Okay, try to zoom in there. So this black O-ring right here, which is part of the 28 mil side, which is the smaller side, just goes right into that groove. You can see in the other side, that's what it looks like. So you're gonna put that a little bit brake fluid on there, and then just work your way around this. Just work it around, make sure it's nice and flush. Do the same thing to the other side. Do the same thing to all four sides, and then we'll go to the next step. By the way, guys, this is my first time doing this too, so we're learning together. Okay. So now that we got all of the write this down. Now that we got all the primary O-ring set, once we get all the primary O-ring set, we are going to now insert these. So these O-rings are a little different. They sit on the exterior face of these holes, like so, but they also connect like this. So the smaller slot right here will go right into, oh, if it would focus. Yeah, it'll go right into this slot right here. So first thing we're going to do is just clean these up real quick, and then dab your finger in the brake fluid and just do a light coat around the sides of it so that it can slip in very nice and easily. Alright, so I'll put these on so you guys can see how they work. This is the 28 mil, so this is the smaller side. You just want to take the two, make sure that the lettering is facing the outside, and just press them together until it goes over that lip. Like so. Should look something like that. Okay. Now, all you want to do is take it, since you already oiled it up, it should just slide right in there. Should just slide right in there. Like so. Now it's in there. Make sure to go around here, around the perimeter of this, and make sure it's nice and seated in the groove. You don't want any leaking once you put everything together. Now, it should look a little bit like this. Just one out of all of them, but so you guys can get an idea. This is how it should look. Just like that. It's fully seated. The O-ring's in the back over there inside. This is flush all the way around in this groove. And now you just want to repeat that process for the remaining three. Right. So once you get all those in, move on to the bigger caliper. This big boy right here. Do the same thing. It's just these are going to be a lot bigger of a piston, obviously, but these are also both the same size. left to right, it's both the same size, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up or anything. They're identically the same, and it's the same process to put them all together. So let's do that now. I would really suggest having one of these. This will help you. It's like a pick. It's used for O-rings, but these things, these black rings like to roll when they're in there. So if you want them to seat flush, you could just pick with it. It'll help you. Better than, you know, using your fingers for somewhere you can barely get it in there. We're back. Once you're done with that, you know, you got them all in here. They're all seated. Next step is to take the bleeder, screw that in back to there. And for the front here, this is, I'm pretty sure this is an 11 mil. So I'm gonna start by just hand threading this in. Okay, we were having some technical difficulties, but I was just trying to figure out why there was a little bit of a of a gap right here on these bleeder screws, but the way they're designed with that cone shape, once they're tight, and they have a little bit of a gap in between. So I thought it wasn't fully seated, but it was. So let's just finish this up. So once you get that all set, that's basically it. Oh, let me not zoom in on my face like that. That's basically it for assembly of Brembo brakes. You got all the O-rings. You got all the O-rings, all the pistons, all the screws back together. Now she's ready to be put in. Looks sick. Again, it's my first time doing this with you guys, so I mean, it probably wasn't the best tutorial, but I figured it out, so you guys can definitely figure it out too. And till next time, I'm going to start working on the excursion with the oil pan. I got all of it right here. Got the mobile one, turbo diesel oil. We got original gaskets for the oil pan, and then we got the oil pan itself, you know, only from the best place, just, you know, made in China, which, I don't know, I guess they're all just made there. But till next time, guys, I'll see you at the excursion build breakdown. Peace.